Another great adventure with C4 Waterman. C4Waterman.com brings you an exclusive special event. Kick across Hawaii for the 2008 Major League Soccer Pan-Pacific Championship.
Just another day here in paradise.
C4 Waterman was called up by the MLS and they said, bring over some paddles and some boards and we'll bring over some pro soccer players. So they brought over some boys from the Houston Dynamo and the Sydney FC. That's Sydney, Australia. Representing Sydney FC, we have David Zedrick and Brendan Renaud. Representing the Houston Dynamo on the beaches of Pokai, it's Nick Hatske and Eric Ustruck. And Brian Ching thinks it's spelled differently.
S-T-U-D.
Brian is stoked to be back home on the island.
It's been quite a treat for me to even be back here, with friends and family and doing the sport I love, soccer, and then, being able to do little things like this, surfing and getting in the water because, for me, this was really my first love.
Before the soccer pros hit the water, they learn a little bit about the origins of the sport.
Old-time beach boys going out with their surfboards and one paddle, and they never have water housing for these cameras, so they would take these cameras out and take pictures of tourists. And it was kind of, for us, like, we see them, it's a novelty. It was just a certain family throughout the years doing this. And it wasn't until, certain individuals that would come up and start playing with them and turn them into actually one spot.
Lanai, a local comedian, is here to make things more fun. And to make things a little bit more interesting, here's Malika Dudley. She's a local meteorologist at KGMB. Malika will be Brian's demonstrator.
That's the easiest.
That will keep the guys' attention for sure. Once they get the lowdown, it's time to head on out to the water.
Just another day, yeah. Just another day here in paradise. Just another day, yeah.
Like Brian Ching says, surfing is his first love, so it's a natural to be on a board. Brian Kaolana is going to show him a couple intermediate level tips on how to turn the board. Meanwhile, Lanai has his own style of launching. It's the rock and roll style. Most all the soccer players seem to pick it up pretty quickly as the bay was filling up with stand-up paddle surfers, but it wasn't long before a soccer ball entered the picture. Here to tell us a little bit more about it is Will Wilson.
Yeah, I'm Will Wilson with Soccer United Marketing. What we have here is Kick Across Hawaii, which is an initiative where we've launched the game ball, if you will. A number of different initiatives across Hawaii, starting at Waikiki Beach. The concept is that the ball is moving its way around Hawaii, and eventually will end up at midfield at the game at Aloha Stadium on Wednesday to be presented just before kickoff.
Mix up toys and throw it in with a bunch of active boys, and you're bound to come up with a whole new sport. You can call it sock paddle surf ball. And it all started right here in Pokai Bay. And as with any new sport, the rules are being made up as you go along. Pass the ball using your paddle over your competitors or behind their backs. Look out for the hazards such as paparazzi. I don't think there's an objective to score unless the goal is just to have fun. And then they all score. How about a race? Brian Ching taking off. I'm going to speed this up 50%, make it a little more fun to watch. Check out these guys going into the corner. It's going to turn into a traffic jam. That opens it up for Brian Ching. He's taking off now. Beating out legends like Todd Bradley and Brian Kay. It's been said before, it's more than a sport, it's a workout.
I had a blast. Could have been happier with the experience. It was actually really tough. It was a very good workout for us, but could have been a better experience for us.
I've tried surfing a couple times, but it was a little similar. I like it just paddling in the calm water, standing up on it. It's fun.
Ah man, the core workout on this was unbelievable. I thought that, and then the shoulders with the paddling was absolutely unbelievable. And then even the legs. I noticed when I was paddling back in, my legs were starting to shake a little bit. So it was a great overall workout for us.
Well, I think training now, everything is like about the core. Whatever weights you're doing and stuff, you're on a stability ball. Everything that you do, they want your core tight and stuff. So I mean, it's perfect, and it's fun. You're in the water.
Of course, flat water is fun, really, to experience stand-up paddle surfing, you gotta go surfing. So they're gonna journey across Pokai Bay to go catch some waves. And Dave Parmenter's gonna start off showing these boys how it's done. Brian Ching is the first soccer player to catch a wave today. Digging deep into that muscle memory, surfing is like riding a bike. Once you learn how to ride it, you just don't forget. A trend of sorts started to develop. The guys were paddling out on their knees.
Well, it started off pretty poor. We're trying to get our balance just standing on it, but then once we got out to the proper surf, it got pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, I think David was probably the expert of the two. Mine was more arts than class. David was a little bit more consistent. So
yeah, it took me a while to get up, but I sort of tried to get on my knees first. That was a bit easier, and then from there try and stand up. But I couldn't really master standing up straight away and catching a wave. But when we have a free day, maybe on Thursday or Friday, we'll come back here, try it again. Eh?
yeah, definitely. I think my board was probably a little bit of a problem. Jeff gave me a short board, long board, wide board. Didn't mean a thing. But next time I think we should be able to master it. Definitely bring the boys out. Should be good.
Taking off in white shorts is Nick Hatsky. And Malika Dudley following close behind. Oh, a collision. 1, 2, and Malika comes out smelling like a rose. There's my webmaster, Greg Wunderlich, C4 team member. David Zrillik is really catching on to things. Even though he uses his paddle like a brake, he keeps himself right in the critical part of the wave. I suppose that's his strategy. Even Honolulu's finest lifeguards were getting out in the game. This guy was using some kind of raft paddle with an aluminum shaft, and that is a rescue surfboard. Brian took some time to show Malika some moves for tandem surfing and experiencing the hard way just how difficult it is. Increasing the degree of difficulty, Brian and Malika are only using a stand-up paddle surfboard as opposed to a tandem board, and they're doing pretty well at that.
It's been great, you know. Obviously we're here to play football, but we wanted to also, you know, get amongst the culture, and surfing is obviously the biggest culture here. So, you know, I've tried surfing at home. This is a sort of different kind of surfing, maybe a little bit easier with the big boards anyway.
Yeah.
Just want to thank Brian, Todd and Dave for a great day out. You know, it was really unexpected and really enjoyed it.
Incredible, just the whole atmosphere of the place. It's just got a good vibe. Coming out here, it gets a good feel. Like when you're in the stadiums, you sort of don't really get a feel of the locals. But I think it's been an exceptional day, beautiful day as you can see. But a big, from Sydney FC, a big warm thank you to Brian, Todd, and Jeff, and the whole clan.
Those guys are great. You know, I think Brian's a local legend, and you know, to be able to come out here and paddle surf with these guys is truly a treat for me. And I had a great time. You know, caught a couple waves, took a couple spills, and you know, left with a smile on my face. I've been walking around all week with these guys, and you can really tell they're enjoying themselves. And you know, everybody here has treated them, you know, with the aloha spirit. And I can't say enough about you know, how proud I am to come from the islands and to represent the people.
It certainly was a great experience for all. C4 Waterman would like to express a big mahalos to the Major League Soccer organization and the Pan-Pacific Championship. We welcome you back next year. Hui ho and aloha. All right.